Hi guys, welcome to today's vlog. I have moved since the last time you guys saw me. So if you're thinking, why is your room a mess? What's that box behind you? Everything's not quite done yet, so I'm sorry my room's a mess. I'm really excited for today's vlog because it's Dior day. And you also might be thinking, what are you wearing? You're gonna wear that to Dior? I'm not. It's morning time. I'm actually heading to SoulCycle and I should probably put this on because I thought it was super cute and also kind of functional because it provides a little bit of coverage and it's super cute ballet core vibes. So when I got it, I was like, what am I going to do with this? How could you wear it without anything underneath it? But I think it's perfect for this. I need to finish getting ready, so let's head out to the kitchen and get water bottle and sunglasses and all that. I was reading about how bad tap water is for you, so I got this filter, and so far it's pretty good. No complaints. It actually filters really fast, so when you fill it up, it drains through pretty quickly, so it's convenient, works pretty good. Not the most exciting thing, but my sunglasses are so dirty, I don't know what happened to them, so let's clean them before we go. BRB. I just need to get my grocery bags because we are heading to Trader Joe's after SoulCycle. So it's a glamorous day of Dior, but we're gonna do some normal girl things first. So yeah, let's go before we're late to class. So I'm back from SoulCycle and the grocery store, so sorry if I look sweaty and gross. I'm gonna put the groceries away and then hop in the shower. So let me show you what I got. So this was the first time I'd ever seen this at Trader Joe's. It's kohlrabi vegetable pasta. I love pasta, but it isn't really that healthy. So it was cool to see a healthier alternative. These things are hit or miss. It's either going to be really good or really gross. So yeah. I also got some coffee creamer. This one is the brown sugar oat milk one, and I love coffee. So it's not done yet and it's kind of a mess, but that whole room back there is going to be the coffee room. So espresso maker, coffee pots. We've had so many different coffee makers. We use it for a while and then we don't like it and we get a different one. And we just got an espresso maker, like an actual proper espresso maker, like the one that has the scooper that you put the espresso in, not like a pod type of a thing. So it's hard to use. I don't know if I love it, but it makes pretty good espresso, so we'll see. I also got some ginger tea. I usually make this after dinner. It's supposed to aid in digestion. I don't luckily really have digestive issues, but yeah. I also got some feta cheese and some Greek yogurt. I've been reading more about nutrition, and I've always tried to eat like lower fat alternatives when I can, just because for some reason, like society makes you think that's better. So from what I've been reading, it's actually healthier to lead with protein, fiber, and then fat is what they say you're supposed to be consuming, because it helps you to satiate and like feel full for longer and not have sugar cravings, which was the whole thing that led me down that rabbit hole. I eat a ton of sugar and I'm trying to stop, and that's what they said would help with the cravings. Okay, and so we're not here all day. Let me put this stuff on the counter and then I'll just show you the rest. Here's everything that I got from Trader Joe's, a little mini haul. These hot and sweet peppers are so good. I put them in everything. I got some berries to put in the yogurt. And then this avocado is so firm. It's like not going to be ripe until Cinco de Mayo. And then these tomatoes, how cute are these? The marketing on that, so cute. So I'll probably put some of those in a scramble later. And that's everything. I'm on my bedroom floor doing my makeup just so that I can talk to you guys. There's a big window in my bathroom on one side, and it makes the lighting like really, really crazy. And it's also, if I'm being honest, like very, very unflattering. It's like if you take a flashlight and illuminate one side of your face. So like all of your pores, fine lines, and then it makes shadows on this other side that shows like any sort of hollowness, like super magnified. So it's not a good look even just for me alone when I'm not talking to you guys. It's hard to put on makeup because of that awkward lighting. And I feel like sometimes I can end up like overdoing one side of my face and all of that. So weird dysmorphic window. I'm like, nah, I'll just talk to you guys on the floor of my bedroom. I'm using the viewfinder and a mirror right here to talk to you guys and put on makeup. So if you're like, what are you looking at? That's what I'm looking at. So I just started my base. I'm using this KVD Good Apple. Since I'm going to the Dior event, I want a little more full coverage. I've of course already done skincare. I used just this. This is the Rhode peptide serum when I got out of the shower. I have kind of oily skin, and I find that if I overdo it, sorry, I'm just gonna like overly work in this foundation so I don't have cake face in photos. So the reason I'm using this specific foundation is that it works really well with my combination to oily skin, and it's a little more full coverage. So since I'm going to be at the Dior event with photographers and whatnot, I want to make sure that my makeup looks as good as possible, because when, like I've mentioned before, you're not taking the pictures, you don't really know where they're going to end up. So you want to make sure that you look good, because the last thing that I want is to have a picture of myself where I'm like, ooh, I feel like I look less than cute, and it ends up everywhere and I'm like, not awesome. So usually what I do after I put on foundation is I kind of let that soak in for a minute so that it can do its thing. And then I'll come back and dab it again with the Beauty Blender just to pick up any excess that hasn't absorbed. So while we wait, I want to talk about, I'm just feeling a little bit nervous about the event. And if you've been following any of my content for a long time, you know that I do tend to be a little bit more introverted. I also tend to have some social anxiety, and I've had some bad experiences at influencer events. I've also had some really good experiences, so it's not to say that it's one or the other, and I'm absolutely grateful to be invited to any event, so hear me out. And it certainly isn't just one brand, so it's absolutely nothing against Dior or any other brand. It just, whenever you get too many social media people in one place, it kind of ends up being the, I guess, Hunger Games of beauty and popularity. And it's almost like, the old movies in the 80s when like beauty pageant queens were cutting each other's dresses and shoving each other out of the way for the spotlight. So it can be like that. And other times it's been really, really great. So I think it's normal to be nervous about that kind of thing. But all right, let's keep going with this event makeup, photography makeup. You don't want any cake face. And you have to make weird faces. Do you guys make weird faces when you do your makeup in the mirror? I do. Okay, moving on to under eye. I'm using this is the YSL Touche Éclat pen. And the way that I like to do my under eye is just where I need a little bit of concealer to sort of brighten. I'm lucky that I don't have a ton of dark circles that I need to cover, but I do have some fine lines. And if I paint all underneath, it just settles into all the fine lines and then is like a neon sign advertising the fine lines that I would rather not draw attention to. And so this is the thing that I found so far that works best. And I certainly don't ever bake underneath my eyes. That is just a disaster at this point with any sort of fine lines. So just where you need it, unless you have really perfect like texture-free skin and you're still, probably under 30, that'll work for you. But at under 30, what do you need to cover up? So yeah, I want to talk a little bit more about the event and the anxiety that I'm feeling. And I think a lot of it is because I have over time now curated I guess, a lot of harmony and peace in my life. I know that sounds like some kind of like weirdo witchy woo. I really let go of a lot of the negative people and things in my life that affected my peace. And so when I have to step out of harmony because I've created that harmonious environment around me, I have to be mindful to bring that inner harmony with me. And if the situation does get too negative or too toxic, I'm completely okay with leaving and stepping out of that toxicity and back into my harmony. So I just have to remember to carry that with me. And from spirituality to sculpting, let's do a little bit of cheek warming. I don't do a lot of contour on my face, and I just kind of, this is really blendable, so I just kind of blend it in with my finger. And I also don't like to get it from like here down, because that brings the eye to a certain part of the face that for my facial structure isn't the most flattering, and so I prefer to keep it up higher on the face, just like I do blush. Because I have a narrow and like thin face through here, and it just kind of brings the whole face down if I put makeup on my face there. So I think a big part of knowing how to do your makeup is knowing your face shape. Or if you watch people on social media do makeup, it's so much better if you watch somebody who's similar in age and face shape to you. So, and then I'll just use the Beauty Blender to clean up any, like I don't want any of it down there in the hollow, because darkness makes things draw back, whereas light colors make things pull forward. And so in this hollow area, if I put any darkness, contour, bronzer, whatever, it makes it look even more pulled back, and it can even look a little bit gaunt and unappealing. So I personally don't do that. It doesn't work for my face shape. And now we are going to just barely set the under eye. So I can't find my brush. There it is. I use just a little teeny, I'm pretty sure it's an eyeshadow brush, and then I get the TikTok famous Givenchy powder. This is the lavender one. Oh God, please don't get on the carpet. I normally don't do makeup in my bedroom. And then I just take the smallest amount and swirl it in there, and then kind of just dab it underneath. And it's nice because it's smoothing and it's brightening, but for some reason it's not illuminating, which I know kind of feels like an oxymoron, because I don't like when underneath my eye gets shiny. Like you can see there's a little bit of hollowness right there. And when it's shiny, it draws even more attention to it, and it looks even more hollow, especially in photographs. And so that's something that I try to minimize. You know, and it's, I think, also important to know that everybody has things about their face or even their body that they don't like. So, you know, looks, especially on social media, can be deceiving. Like you might see a picture of somebody and think they look beautiful, but inside they thought, you know, when they got ready, they were like, oh, they didn't like their look, or they thought their outfit wasn't cute, or their makeup looked bad, or, you know, they hate a feature on their face. Like you never know what goes on behind closed doors. And so always keep that in mind when you see these picture perfect things on social media. And then I'm just going to dab that out. And after I put my other powder on, I will go back over it again with the clean side of the Beauty Blender and pick up any excess powder. I strongly dislike when I'm distracted by someone's makeup. I don't mean like beautiful eyeliner or like a couture glam look. I mean like when there's a foundation line or cakey looking powder, or concealer or something that's like settled somewhere, and it's very distracting, and it's like you don't know them that well, so you can't say anything, but it's kind of all you can look at when you talk to them. I don't like that. I don't want to be that girl. So I'm going to finish up. I'm going to go into the other bathroom where I can see better and do my winged eyeliner, because I'd be lucky to save my life if I could do winged eyeliner at all. So I certainly can't do it while I'm talking to you guys. So BRB, and I'll show you guys what I'm wearing and we'll head to the event. So I'm just about to leave for the Dior event. I'm kind of like rushing to get my jewelry on. Like I said earlier, I recently moved. The box from earlier is now still in here, but behind me. So pardon my mess. I'm actually waiting for the closet people to come so that I can get a component put in there and put the rest of my stuff away. The closet at my old house wasn't really like essentially bigger than this one, but it had more like component-y built-in things. So that's what I'm waiting for this to get undone. And let me grab the camera after I figure out what earrings I want to wear, and I will show you a mirror outfit check. Okay, so here's the final look. I did something new with my hair. I tried the heatless rope curl thingy, and it worked pretty good, but I think it did a way better job on this side because it's much curlier. And then if you'll excuse the mess behind me, I haven't cleaned my room since the last check-in 2 minutes ago. So this is what I'm gonna wear to the event. This skirt I've worn before in my vlogs, but it's supposed to be like this. It looks a little weird on camera, but it's actually really cute in person. And then since it's the Dior Grease or Gray event, I decided to go with a little bit of a gray look, but not so much that it's costumey. So a little bit of like Western style boots, a sexy bruise on my shin from moving. I don't know, guys, the boots are kind of giving sexy Little House on the Prairie, but I have to go and I can't rethink this outfit again. As you can tell, I might have done from the pile of clothes on my bed behind me, but Uber's gonna be here in a minute. And speaking of that, I'm actually really lucky that that's the case because I threw my passport in my purse for ID because I have no idea where my driver's license is right now. And it was one of those things where I thought, oh, I'm gonna put it here. I'm so smart. I'm gonna put it in this area so it doesn't get lost. And now I don't remember where that was. So it's not lost. It's in the house somewhere, but where it is right now, I don't know. All right, let's go to the Dior event.
Pose and pose. You can do hair flip, you can do whatever you feel. 3, 2, 1, action, walking up, and stop, and pose, and pose. Amazing. Great job.
So we just finished the Dior event. We're in the car heading to dinner, and we're gonna go to Craig's. So I probably won't vlog much of that because video in there is frowned upon. I'll see if I can sneak in a little bit of video of what I'm getting, but I'll see you guys later.